We were not built upon religion.
We were.
No, we were not. I mean, a lot of the early
Why do you
settlers
think in the White House they have that? I mean, in the White House they have the prayer where they used to have it. They have things that.
Do you believe in a separation of church and state?
No.
See, I do.
Because look what happens when they separate. Then the radical homosexuals and all these evil people are taking over. As they remove God, evil come out of hell and take over. I'm not for that.
Well, I don't think that's what happens. I think we're much better off with a secular society and a secular government. We should have a separation of church and state. People should be able to practice whatever they want, and they should have the freedom to do that. They shouldn't be persecuted, but nobody has a right to impose their religious beliefs on anyone else.
But so then what do you think about the homosexuals, the radical homosexuals, who are trying to make the Christian bakers make gay cakes?
Gay cakes. I think that's not really what's going on, first of all. And second of all, I have no problem with homosexuals. I have a lot of gay friends. I have a lot of, I have gay people in my family, and I'm all about inclusion and coming from a place of love, not a place of fear or hate. Don't you agree with that?
You shouldn't hate them, but not accept it as right. Don't accept the abnormal.
Who's to say what's right or wrong?
Don't accept the abnormal as a norm, but don't hate them for being abnormal.
But who's to say what's normal? Who's to say what's right? Who's to say what's wrong? I mean, you said when we were talking guns, you were like, who has the right to tell me what I can or can't do with my gun? Those were your words.
Right.
But okay, well, we'll apply that logic to sexuality. Who is anyone else to say what's right or what's wrong?
Well, common sense dictates what's right and what's wrong.
How so?
When you, come on. You think,
explain it then.
Is it normal for two men to get in bed, act like a man and a woman, having sex?
If that's what they want to do.
Is it normal?
If that's who they are.
You're right, they can do it if they want to over there, right? But is it normal?
Sure. Is it normal to be offended by it one way or another? It's not infringing on your life.
I'm not offended at all.
So why are you even thinking about it?
Because they are imposed upon straight people's lives now by corrupting the children in public schools. And they have drag queens.
So?
Drag queen day at a library, convincing the children that abnormal is
They have a drag queen day at the library.
Reading day or something like that. Storytelling day, storytime day with drag queens
I'm
with
not
horns.
familiar with any of this.
Yeah, believe me.
I'm not.
You better open your eyes.
It actually sounds like a pretty cool party, but I'm not familiar with any of this.
Should they impose that upon children?
I don't think anything's being imposed upon children. You know, when I was my family's Catholic. I was raised Catholic.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay. Well, I don't practice anymore for a number of reasons.
I understand.
And my family is also fairly progressive. My dad's a professor. My mom's a research assistant. And I was taught the basic virtues of care for the poor, of love your neighbor, of thou shalt not judge, and then a lot of the social stuff that I was taught in school. My parents, to their credit, kind of untaught me some of that stuff. We had friends who were gay, and when I was growing up and I was taught like, oh, this is wrong and you're going to go to hell, I was confused. I had questions. I was like, well, what about our friends? And my parents sat me down and they were just like, we don't agree with that stuff.
So at one point you knew that homosexuality was abnormal, and then at some other time
I realized that those lessons that I was being taught in school were wrong at a very young age, and I'm glad I did.
So you turned away from what is right to what is wrong.
No, I turned away from judgment and fear, and I turn towards love and acceptance.
Amazing.
Instead. And I try my best to always
Should we allow Sharia law in America?
Well, what do you mean by that exactly?
You know how the Muslims are coming here to our country, and they are bringing Sharia law. Should we allow that?
Well, I believe in the separation of church and state. I don't believe that any religious doctrine should control our society. I believe that we should have the freedom of religion.
But they want to be separated from the American rule of law, period, and have their own laws.
I don't think that's true.
You don't think what's true?
I don't think that's true. I don't think anyone's coming here and they're like, well, we want to be separate from American law or whatever. I think people come here and they...
Go over to Detroit and talk to some of those people. You'll find out.
I love Detroit. Detroit's an amazing city. Have you been?
Well, many times.
Detroit is an amazing place. Talk to the Muslim over there
and see how long you love Detroit.
I've been plenty of times.
I got to ask you this. You love black people?
Of course.
You love black people?
Yeah.
How much do you love them?
What does that mean?
What
do you mean by that?
You see, how much do you love black people?
I mean, I love all humans. I don't.
But how about blacks?
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
Okay, black people, not all but most, they hate white people, they hate America, they hate God, and they're trying to destroy the statues and anything that
Jesse,
white America did to create and make America great again. Do you think that black people should be destroying the statues of the founding fathers and the ones who put the country together?
I don't think anybody's doing that. Black
you don't know that they're
otherwise.
destroying the statues?
No, I haven't heard about that. What statues?
So you know nothing. They're not going on college campuses and around the country trying to destroy the statues.
All right. Am I fluent in any statue destruction going on throughout the country in recent history? I mean, I can't say I know every single, for instance, but you know, stuff like that happens. I certainly do not.
So let me ask you once again, are you aware that the blacks are going around trying to destroy the statues and monuments?
What are you referring to specifically? I mean, you're speaking so broad. Like what?
The founders of this great country, the founders of this country, the soldiers and people who...
Well, first of all, no one found... There were a lot of people here first, by the way, when we got here.
But they were smoking pot. You talking about
were
the Indians?
Were they? The Native Americans is who I'm talking about.
They were smoking pot. It wasn't American.
Were they smoking pot? They might have been because you know what?
They were high as a kite.
Jesse, do you know where pot comes from?
Yeah.
Pot comes from China, and it was originally just an ingredient used in food.
But I want to go back to the fact that the blacks...
It was just something we used in food. It's a plant, Jesse. Do you like it?
Do you love the blacks? No, I don't smoke pot. I have smoked pot, but...
You should try it
They were smoking something stronger than pot. They were smoking like peyote or something like that.
Oh, peyote? Yeah, I think that's how you say it.
They were having hallucinations and things like that.
Maybe.
They thought they were somewhere that they were not.
I wasn't around back then. I can't really speak to what experiences they were having.
Are you happy that white people founded America?
Am I happy that white... Well, I'm certainly not happy about what happened. I'm not happy about the history. I'm not happy about the genocides. I mean, I think all that is very, very sad.
Are you happy that white people founded and created the greatest country on this side of heaven called America?
I'm not happy on how it unfolded. I live in the United States. It's where I was born. It's what I know. There's a lot of terrible things that have happened in this country. There's a lot of terrible things that were done in this country. There's a lot of beautiful, beautiful things that have happened in this country culturally. I mean, you know, and you want to talk about black people's contribution to this country. So much of the culture I love. I love dearly.
I want to go back to the question.
It's rooted from black people. Like the blues. Do you like the blues? Rock and roll music.
I want to go back. Are you happy that white people founded and created the greatest country on this side of heaven?
Well, I disagree with that premise.
White people didn't found and create the greatest country?
No, people were here first.
You don't think
you can't find something if someone was here first. So they didn't find it.
Did they create America?
They didn't find it.
The Indians that was here.
They were.
Did they create?
They were here. Jesse.
Did they create?
What do you mean that they were here? They were physically there.
Did they create America?
Did they create America? Well, yeah. I mean, eventually they did through genocide and war.
Did they create America?
Through genocide and war, sure.
So the Indians founded and created America?
No. The white people that came, they ended up creating what we know as America through genocide.
Are you proud that the white people who came founded and created?
I'm not proud of how it happened, no, of course not.
I didn't ask anything about how it happened. I want to know,
then I guess
are you
no,
proud that the white people who came here founded and created the greatest country on this side of heaven?
Well, I think that is a very broad question, and I think it's a bit, unfairly framed. I'm not proud of how this country came to be.
I didn't ask you that, though. I asked, are you proud that the white people founded and created the greatest country?
They didn't find it, first of all.
Who found it?
Far as how the...
So white people didn't discover America?
No.
Who discovered it?
There were people here first.
Who?
The Native Americans were here first.
But did they establish America?
They created what we know as America, certainly. The settlers that came here.
The white ones?
Yes.
Are you proud of that?
No, I'm not proud of the way it happened. Of course
Amazing.
not. I'm not proud of...
What's wrong with you?
Are you proud of genocide?